Welcome to the Virtual Video Group TV channel. As a virtual group, it's perhaps appropriate to have a virtual presenter. That's me. First up, on a site once occupied by a prisoner of war camp in Leicester, stands the beautiful Shady Lane Arboretum. Tony Ward talks to a man with a special connection to it.
Shady Lane, which runs along the Arboretum's eastern boundary, was built around 1850 to take noisy traffic away from the vicinity of Stoughton Grange. The Arboretum is an attractive open public space on the southern boundary of the city of Leicester. Recreational, botanical, wildlife and historical features make this a popular space. In 1942, a camp was built on the site now occupied by the Arboretum to house the 82nd American Airborne Division prior to the D-Day landings. In 1945, the camp was turned into a prisoner of war camp and, following its decommissioning in 1947, was occupied by squatters until it was dismantled, bulldozed and levelled.
The camp was full of prisoners of war, Polish mainly, and all around here, these were the American aerodromes up here, and it was the first time I ever had a ride on a horse at the Dartford Road here to come by, and this young girl took me on the horse and showed me everywhere that was going, and it was, in them days, very good. And they were very friendly people as well. I mean, Mum and Dad's tree is in the bottom part, and every now and then I come down and have a talk to her and Dad, and it's been 1940, 42.
Thanks, John. And now back to the studio.
Thank you, Tony. Charles Elston, our roving reporter, spent the day at the Dorset Steam Fair to capture the crafts, skills and atmosphere, which had a welcome return following its enforced break during COVID.
This is your roving events reporter at the Dorset Steam Fair, back at last after the pandemic. Just some of the many vehicles move around the main arena. Rides for the children, that's a surefire winner. As well as moving, those traction engines provided a power source for the farm. As well as the farm, the wider rural economy. After work, play, one of the many showman's engines. This is your roving events reporter returning you to the studio.
Many thanks, Charles. We're off to Scotland to witness the ancient ceremony of the Selkirk Common Ridings, where the whole town turns out to celebrate its history. Frank Brown reports.
Standard bearer bell, your flag has been well and duly burst. I now charge you to carry it aloft round our borough lands to check that they are in good order. And later this morning, after casting your colours in our ancient marketplace, to return it to me, unsullied and untarnished. Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, my attendants and I have ridden the borough marches and found these intact and all the boundaries in good order. It now gives me great pleasure to hand back to you, sir, the flag of the Royal Ancient Borough of Selkirk in the same condition as I received it, unsullied and untarnished. Standard Bearer Bell, it gives me great pleasure to receive the flag of the Royal and Ancient Borough returned to me in the same condition as you received it, unsullied and untarnished.
Frank Brown reporting there. Here on VVG TV, we're always keen to hear news about non-commercial films, especially from our prolific creator, Larry Hall. One of his latest projects is a sci-fi movie, Laura Swift Monster Hunter. We've managed to get an exclusive premiere of its trailer. And finally, Alan Sinclair reports from Canada on the humpback whales that can be found in the Bay of Fundy, situated between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
The ferry arrives through the Fundy fog to mainland Nova Scotia. But I'm not here to catch the ferry, but to get up close and personal to whales, on a whale watching trip that departs from the ferry terminal. As the fog clears in the morning sun, I head out of Petite Passage into the Bay of Fundy on board the Passage Provider, a lobster fishing boat that gets converted to a whale tour boat during the summer tourist season. Captain Craig Theriot skippers the Passage Provider that can go up to 13 knots, and very soon after we arrive at the feeding grounds in the bay, the humpback whales start appearing. They feed on the enormous amounts of krill, squid, and schools of young herring, pollock and mackerel found in the bay as a direct result of the powerful Bay of Fundy tides. The humpback whales migrate to the Bay of Fundy in June from the southern hemisphere, and they usually stay in the bay until October. The bay is a preferred location for whales to give birth, both for the abundant food and for the protection that the Bay of Fundy provides. Humpback whales grow up to 60 feet in length and weigh anywhere between 30 to 50 tons and can live up to 90 years. Humpback whales have some of the longest migrations of any mammal, with some populations swimming 5,000 miles between breeding and feeding grounds. Well, I did not see a whale breach out of the water on this trip, but maybe next time.
Alan Sinclair reporting from the Bay of Fundy, winding up today's programme. We'll see you next time on VVG TV.